Good evening. I am going to assess the first cranial nerve, which is the olfactory or the sense of smell. Hi, Mom. I'm going to pinch the other side of your nose, and I will give you something to smell and tell me what it is.
Manila. Coffee.
If the patient has a problem, let him smell an ammonia, which won't be recognize the smell but pain, to make sure the olfactory do have problem.
The next cranial nerve is the second cranial nerve, or the optic nerve. And this can sense the function of the eyes. And to do that, start by looking at the eyes themselves. And then we are going to test the visual acuity test at 6 meters. The next thing we're gonna test is the visual fields, which would do the moving finger one eye at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to cover your one eye, look at my nose, and then when I move my finger, I want you to point it. And then up. Good. Now going to test the reactions of the pupils. Now, the first pupillary reflex is the direct reaction to light, which should make the pupil constrict. So, I'm now going to shine a light in her right eye that would constrict and as well as the left eye, and it should also constrict. Left. And the other side. What? The next reaction we need, we'll have the light back on for this. It's the reaction to accommodation. Could I ask you to look in a distance and then put your finger up? I want you to look at your finger and you would see two things happening in here. The pupil should constrict and there would be convergence of it. Distance, finger. Distance, your finger. Distance, your finger. Good.
Cranial nerve 3, 4, and 6, the oculomotor, trochlear, and abducens control eye movements because these nerves work together so closely. They're examined as a group. The oculomotor nerve is also responsible for papillary reconstriction and raising the upper eyelids. Check the position of the upper eyelid while the patient directly at you. The eyelid should be symmetrical and should not be obscure the pupil. Next, inspect the pupils. These should be around, approximately equal size. Size should be appropriately to room light. Test the papillary reaction to light by shining at the light on each pupil in turn. Again. Again. Direct reaction and the consequential reaction. If the light reaction is abnormal or pigulous, test the patient near reaction. Hold your pencil or a finger about 10 cm from the patient's eyes and tell what to do. Look at my finger. Look from the distance. Watch for the papillary dilation for distant gaze and papillary constriction with near effort. Repeat this test if necessary. Look at my finger. Look from the distance. Now, check the ocular movement extra oculomotor in the 6 cardinal direction to gaze from the 2 to 3 feet in front of the patient. As to look at your finger as it moves to the far of right and up, to the right and down. Now, move your finger to the far of left, to the left and up, and to the left down. This movement should be symmetrical and conjugate. Look for the jerky movements of nystagmus or lateral gaze and upward gaze. Test the convergence of the eye by asking the patient, look at your finger as if you move it to the bridge of nose. Eyes can usually follow your finger to within 5 cm.